Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It has been a hot minute since I last posted on here and talked to you guys, so I'm excited to give this video to you guys. So first, I just want to say I hope that you all had a wonderful summer and a lovely start to your fall semester, whether that be school or working or whatever you have going on. This video is going to be a bit different than what I've done in the past. This is a requested video since I've returned to social media, and that is a Q&A video. So this is my third Q&A video that I've ever done on this channel. And I asked you guys on Instagram both last week and a couple days ago to send me your questions that you would like to ask me since I've been gone for about 3 months. And I'm ready to look at the questions and answer them for you. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so first question is, what advice would you give to a freshman in music who comes from a small town? That's a really good question. My best advice I would give is don't let the grandeur of everything in college overwhelm you. Because I know I currently live in a small town where my family lives, and it is very small, very intimate. And when I first went away to UNT, it was much larger and much bigger. But I knew that going into it is just, okay, this is just another opportunity to play, and I'm gonna do my thing. And it will take some time to build up your confidence and build up your name among your peers. But just know that it's gonna take some time, but I know you will gain your confidence and you will have a wonderful time growing in your school. And also, don't be afraid to take risks when it comes to playing. Just do your thing and don't let anything stop you. Just play. Next question. Have you gotten your wisdom teeth removed? If so, what advice do you give for others? Sadly, I can't give a lot of advice on that because I still have my wisdom teeth. And from what the dentist said, they look fine, and I, as of right now, don't need to get them removed. But from what I've seen from my friends in the past who have gotten their wisdom teeth removed, they were not allowed to play for about a week or two. So my best advice I would say would be, number one, always ice and heat your face to help reduce the swelling. But also, in the days when you can't physically put air into your instrument, keep your fingers working. Take a pencil or even take your body joint of your instrument and just practice your finger work or your technical work while your mouth is out of commission for the time being. So that way, once you get back into playing, your fingers will still have their dexterity. That's my best opinion. But we'll see, maybe one day I will get my wisdom teeth and then I'll find out for sure. Next question. Why'd you leave social media? Well, for those who don't know, I took a break from social media back in May. I made the announcement in May that I was gonna take a bit of a hiatus from posting, and I said I would return in August, and which I did. And the reason why I took that break was by the end of last semester, I was very burnt out from a lot of things happening over the semester with TMEA and with my recital and a lot of concerts, and I was running on fumes by that point. So I decided, you know what, for my own sake, for my musical sake, for my mental sake, I think it's best for me just to take some time off and just enjoy life for the time being. And when I feel ready, big key that my fiance made with me is when and if you feel ready to come back, go for it. And once school started again, I thought, I'm ready to come back. So here I am. And I'm happy to be back and feeling re-energized about posting again. Next question. Walk us through your engagement. Well, that's not really a question, it's more of a statement, but I can give you the brief version of the engagement. So for those who don't know, I got engaged back in July of this year. My fiance and I went on a hiking trip for celebrating a 1.5 years of dating. And we walked up to the top of the hill, getting the expansive view of Broken Bow Lake in Oklahoma. And that was when he popped the question, and That was the easiest I've ever given. And thus far, we've now been engaged for a little over a month and a half, or coming up on a month and a half. And thus far, it's been pretty smooth thus far. We're living together now, and we are getting pretty further in wedding planning. And thus far, it's going pretty smoothly. And we're set to get married in May of next year. And I am really, really looking forward to spending the rest of my life with him. Next question. What's gonna happen with your posting/uploading schedule now that you are back? That was a big thing I had to consider when my time came to return. And something that I realized over time of why did I get so burnt out so fast was trying to keep up with my schedule of posting Monday through Friday and having lots of content stacked up or planned, and where my head was at that point, it just wasn't gonna happen. So now that I'm back and being able to talk to my fiance, talking to my friends, my family about it, is the big thing is you're not obligated to post every day if you don't feel like it. So I think the big key that I'm taking with me now is if I feel like posting and I actually want to post, do it. And if you don't feel like it, don't do it. And that's okay. Because whatever I do decide to make and share with the world, I want to be proud of. And it's something I put thought into it, I put some work into it, and it's something that I'm actually proud of rather than just, okay, here's a random post for a day. So it's just trying to put the quality back into my content rather than just the quantity. And I think that will help me out in terms of still enjoying to post and make content, but at the same time not wearing myself out with it. And I'm hoping that will serve me well. Next question. What's your plan after graduation? Well, obviously after graduation, I'm getting married. Besides that, I'm ready to get into the real world. I thought about it for a long time, and I think once I'm done with my artist diploma, which is what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna be done with school. I'm not planning on going on for the DMA, the Doctorate of Musical Arts. Because honestly, going into research and going into academia full-time isn't really my strongest passion. And I've talked to my professor about it, and she said, if you're not passionate about that, it wouldn't be wise for you to go on for the DMA. So I'm ready to go into the real world of working with my career, and whether that's private teaching or doing all of my church stuff or playing in orchestral settings, band settings, solo settings, chamber settings, and even arranging and video editing and stage work and all that. I'm ready to do my thing for real. All right, next question. Do you have ideas for your next recital? At the moment, I'm trying to cook up recital ideas. Right now, I'm considering Hypnosis by Ian Clark. I'm considering Great Train Race by Ian Clark. I'm considering the Lieberman 8 pieces, where I can integrate flute, piccolo, and alto flute into the recital. I know for sure I want to have one more worship song cover, because that's what I've done for the past 3, and I want to conclude it with that same thing. I'm thinking of doing Living Hope by Phil Wickham. Of course, I plan to do a duet with my fiance for memory's sake, and also there's quite a few pieces for flute and clarinet that I really want to do, so I wanted to use one of them and do a piece with him because he's very special to me. But yeah, still a lot of thinking of what I want to do, but I know by the time the spring semester rolls around, I will get those pieces settled down and narrowed down. And obviously you'll be the first to know once I figure that out. Next question. Do you like being principal flute or piccolo more? Oh, that's a tough one. I do like both. If I had to pick, I like being the piccolo player more because I feel my strongest playing is in piccolo, and I feel like that's become my niche, and I enjoy feeling tiny yet mighty with my sound and my power as a piccolo player, making it colorful and with depth and making the piccolo playing magical. So I guess if I had to decide, I'd prefer playing piccolo. I really do like it. Next question. Are you excited about getting married? Absolutely, yes. I mean, this is a day that honestly I never thought would come, but now it's approaching me in the next 8-9 months now, and I'm marrying a man who is Jesus loving, who is loving and encouraging and caring and just as passionate about music as me, and he's a man that I can be myself around. And I feel so blessed that God put him in my life when he did, and when I least expected it to. And being able to get to know him over the course of going on 20 months now, that was the easiest yes I was able to give. And I'm really excited to marry him, for him to be my husband, for me to be his wife, and get ready to spend our lives together. All right, next question. What's the one big piece of advice regarding auditions and performances? One big piece of advice I would give for that is to put it into 4 words or 5 words. Don't think, just do it. Because I'm guilty of this early on in my audition days, is when I start to overthink it, I get nervous, and when I get nervous, I psych myself out. So the big key I've learned when going into auditions and performances is you got one shot, don't blow it, just go for it. Give it your best shot, give it all your gusto, and do it. Because honestly, when you stop thinking about it, you just let it happen, it's gonna come out better than you think. So that would be my best piece of advice, is just do it and enjoy the moment. All right, next question. What is one of your biggest highlights as a private flute teacher? Ooh, that's a good one. So as of right now, I am currently teaching I am a private flute teacher for middle schoolers, and there's a lot of highlights with them, is seeing them get used to the flute and getting more comfortable with the instrument, and slowly making steps into becoming stronger flute players as they continue on. If I had to pick one moment, I think my biggest highlight as a flute teacher is when one of my 8th graders last year made all regional honor band. And that was one of my first students to ever do that. So that was a big moment in her life and also in my life as well, because she worked very hard and she put in the effort, and she was able to deliver a really strong audition, and her hard work paid off. So that was a big highlight to see her succeed. Next question, Coke or Pepsi? Coca-Cola, hands down. Well, specifically Diet Coke is my pick, but between the two, Coca-Cola. All right, next question. I'm thinking of getting a new piccolo. Any tips? Love your piccolo playing, by the way, Queen. Oh, thank you. All right, when getting a new instrument, big key is which instrument do you sound the best on and do you feel the most comfortable on? Because it is so easy to get distracted by brand names and, oh, this is the most expensive flute, this probably sounds the best. The catch is, it may sound good on one player, but it may not be the best fit for you, because every flute player is different, and we each have our own strengths and areas of improvement, and we want to have that instrument that helps bring out our strengths and helps us grow as flutists. So my best tip would be, don't look at the brands when you're playing, just grab an instrument and play it. And if you can make a colorful sound on it and you can do it with ease and it feels comfortable in your hands, that could be a contender. And just keep doing so and eliminate them as you go until you find the instrument that you feel the best on and you sound the best on. That would be my best tip. Next question. When are you bringing out a Flute musical / movie again? Miss seeing one this year. I missed doing one this year too. But yeah, where my head was at the moment, it wouldn't have been wise for me to bring out one of those right now. I do plan to bring one out at some point next year. I don't know exactly when yet, but I do plan on bringing one out. The catch is I don't know what I want to do. I'm curious. I want to one day do a Six the Musical one, which is one of the musicals that's been one of my favorites as of lately. But I've also considered Hadestown as well, another musical. Or I just ditch the theater idea altogether and do like a tribute compilation of the Evanescence Fallen album, which just got re-released this past year. So I don't know which one I want to do yet, but I promise you one day, at some point next year, I will bring out another movie musical. Next question. How hard is it to play flute? I had a dream back in middle school of playing it. This is a fun question to answer. So whenever anybody asks me, is playing the flute hard? I will say this. In the beginning, yes. Because there's a big misconception of, oh, the flute's the smallest, it should be the easiest instrument to play. No. It's pretty difficult at first. And the reason why is flutes, we can't hide behind a reed, or we can't hide behind buzzing our lips into a mouthpiece. All we're using is our lips and our air. And if your air endurance is not strong, it's gonna be really hard to play flute. So the biggest key about learning how to play flute is forming the embouchure and building up that air endurance. Because when you're playing the flute, you need a lot of air to last a long time on the flute. So big key would be using breathing exercises to build up your endurance and playing exercises that can help you push past your limits. And slowly, surely, as you continue practicing, you continue to build your endurance. And that would be my best idea for learning the flute. But also, if you can't make a sound yet, don't overwhelm yourself or beat yourself up for it, because it is difficult at first. But once you find that sweet spot with your embouchure and your air, it'll help you out in the long run. Also, when you start to make a sound on the flute, just start with the head joint first, just to get used to using your embouchure and your lips and your air to make a sound, both in the low octave and in the high octave, being able to switch your lips. Then once you get that going, then put the flute together and start on F, because it's a note with both hands for stability. All right, and last question. What do you want to do with your flute performance degree? I think I answered this earlier, but I want to perform. I want to do any kind of performing, from church to orchestra to solo to band to chamber to arranging to all types of performing. That's what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to play in any sort of way. I want to play. And with that is all of my questions. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you to everybody who sent me questions. I love being able to answer your questions and directly talk to all of you guys who have been part of my journey for this long. Let me know if you want me to do another Q&A. Feel free to leave me any questions in the comments or on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube or anywhere. I would love to make another Q&A one of these days. And yeah, if you want to continue following my journey, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Feel free to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. And I hope you have a wonderful fall semester, and I shall see you very soon. Bye!